how would you like to make your first million? And today we have Joanna joining us from Australia, and she's an international speaker. Yeah, welcome to the club. I also speak around the world. So
Hey,
she's an international speaker and founder of the Operation Genius. She helps founders and leaders scale with freedom by blending strategies, systems, and soul. I love the soul part. A passionate advocate of conscious leadership. Yeah, we're gonna talk a lot about this, and you empower entrepreneurs to grow sustainability while staying true to their authentic visions and values. So tell us, what are the 5 steps that you recommend entrepreneurs in order to make the first million?
welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million. Wow, that's just straight away going to the tips. All right. So I've got these 5 steps that I actually personally followed since I started my business. Of course, there's a lot of ups and downs, this and that. But I think at the end of the day, I think this is really great roadmap. So first step is follow the heart, because when I start my business, I was a financial planner, but I felt there was something missing because it was very logical. However, I'm a very creative person. So I started to really dive into my genius zone, find out financial planning is no longer my life career. So I started to rebranding my business, now born the operations genius. So go with the heart. If something not feeling right on your business or career, go with the heart. That's the very first step. The second step is, if we wanted to scale up, right? Delegation is so important because there's no perfect person. However, there's always perfect team. In order to grow our business, to scale up, to delegate is very important. Very, very important. I can't emphasize enough. Okay, that's the second one. The third one, once we actually go into the genius zone gradually and also started to delegate, we need to really grow into a leader, because as a business owner and the leader is two different things. Because since I started to work with the different team members and I started to get them together, start to build a company culture, I grow into a leader. So we got to have this leadership mindset in the zone. Okay. And the fourth one, very important as well, we always have to have a growth mindset, because if we don't grow, we die, right? Everything is evolving every single moment. So if we don't have this mindset in the place, we will be out of the date, and then we can't really just, how to say, it will something missing from our soul. Trust me. So that's the first one, growth mindset. The last but not least, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's from spiritual realm, because I used to try so hard from physical realm. However, I'll have a big blockage. I couldn't break through to my business, achieving the outcome I was thinking that I wanted to achieve. What I found out was the most important thing is I didn't have alignment. So the final step for me to really share with everyone is to really have alignment, which means our soul knows the directions. If something not feeling right, same as the very first step of go with the heart, we need to really look into our intentions, to really coming from a love and light, to really sharing this love out, have the alignment with our soul, to really have that breakthrough. Because since I do that, my business started just be totally different state. So just very quick 5 steps. We can dive deeper if I relax. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's fantastic. And let's go there in terms of alignment, because sometimes you see in the business you're working so hard, hard and hard, and nothing is working, right?
Yes.
People, you keep trying and trying, and the more you're trying to sell, the the least things comes to you. And once you surrender and get an alignment, what you really want, then all of a sudden um all of a sudden everything opens up big time. So and
Yeah.
then when you are stuck, yeah, you have this emotional pain, and this emotional pain can end up in physical pain. You can end up with cancer, with heart attack. A lot of entrepreneurs, right? That emotional baggage, right? Because let's face it, we deal with a lot of pressure. Okay, so
Yeah.
when do you have that breakthrough? When do you, it happened to me also, eh? I've been there. For the moment, for me, walking is very good, playing tennis is very good. I had to find out that I had to work on myself. And because if you work, you think you're working more, but you're actually less productive, and all you're doing is stressing out yourself. It's not good for your health. So when do you? So tell us about that moment when you had this breakthrough, and when do you realize? Oh, hold on a minute, I had to stop, and I had to do something different because this is not working, and the bad part of this is it's not working, and I'm working very hard.
Yeah, actually, this event happened about 3 to 4 years ago, and since I
Wow.
have a had soul awakening event. So during that event, my soul is literally awakened. So I
Wow.
got to know my soul mission, soul power, who is my source. I can start to connect with them directly because there's always higher wisdom there. They always giving us the guidance, but because we were so busy pushing,
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
we
Yeah.
block
Tell me about
out
it.
their guidance.
We all been there.
Yeah, that's right. So since that journey, I work with a spiritual mentor on all aspects of my life. Actually, we start from a spiritual realm. We always talk about body, emotion, and soul, right? But we actually go the other way around. We go from soul, emotion, and body because it's actually this way. I didn't know that before
Interesting.
until I really
Oh,
start
wow.
to practice. Yeah, because I try so hard from the physical realm. I learned so much from different coaches, spend a lot of money and trying very hard, try different strategies. I just like what you're saying, like a pushing, but it's something is just not going, breakthrough. So when I started to look at the realm from spiritual, I found out my major life lesson. There are a few things. One thing is I didn't really believe my value enough, right? Because of that, I constantly seeking the external validations. My focus was outer, not inner, which means I was doing something, a lot of things from surface, big campaign and marketing, branding, look fancy, this and that, but I forgot the most important part is the caring about the client. Okay, because of that, my intention, which means my intention wasn't right before. I used to do business like transactions. I see people like a dollar sign, to be honest with you, because I'm a business person, right? But because of that, people can feel it. If something is not from deep from my heart to care, people can feel it. It's like I'm tracing something and pushing them away. At the same token, I didn't feel comfortable either. Because my soul knows I should come from the other end, not from the fear or desire. It should
Mm-hmm.
come from love. So my soul was not comfortable. So I always feel like there's like some
Mm-hmm.
blockage there.
Mm-hmm.
Before soul awakening, I didn't know what it was. And the
Mm-hmm.
third thing is, I think the most important thing is I used to be controlling freak. I
Mm-hmm.
think that I rely on my brain and rely on my experience, rely on a lot of things from my past knowledge to think that that's the right way to do. This is good, this is bad, this and that has a lot of judgment, right? Heavily rely on my brain. Then since I had a soul awakening, I start to know that I need to let go of the control.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, interestingly, that lesson I learned from a relationship. Because of
Wow.
that, from a relationship, I had the codependency symptom, and then I started to learn why it's like that. So my spiritual mentor mentioned to me, she said, Joanna, if you learn let go of control, it'd be really helpful for your leadership. I didn't know at the time, but since I practice, my whole team has started to become different. So all
Wow.
these elements added to a stage of I started to readjust my intention really truly
Very
from
good.
love, which means I don't look at a dollar sign. Dollar is not our purpose. Basically, it's coming. But when I started from wholeheartedly to care about my clients, care about their problem, wholeheartedly to help them to solve the problem, business just come naturally. And to be honest, I used to try so hard. I tell my team I put 5 appointments into my diary, this and that. They try so hard different ways. It just always can't get there. But now
Mm-hmm.
I don't even need to push anymore. I leave my calendar there because my intention is right. My energy is aligned. Things just happen magically. Like I connect with Harry, the same thing. It's like a divine timing. When we have this energy alignment, the universe will work it out. I start to learn to surrender. So things happen naturally, effortlessly. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how I experience.
and I congratulate you, and I agree with everything you're saying. Yeah, and it's a difficult path for us entrepreneurs to realize, right? Because
Yeah.
sometimes we have things like I remember a lot of people talk also about how to deal with failure. Nobody talk about how to deal with success, and this is something happened to me. My first business was in property. We managed to sell over 5 million, and
Oh,
then I developed this leadership style that you mentioned, right? And then I put into the organization, develop the leaders to the point that one day I arrived to the office and my team told me, Harry, go home. We don't need you. We can grow this company without you. The whole team was so amazing that they own and embrace the whole part of the business, and they want to be grateful and and send me free, which is it was a little bit strange the day one, but the day number two was amazing being at home and receiving the money. However, day three, four, and five, you start to feel uncomfortable. Oh, I'm here in this house watching movies. All this money's coming. I'm not doing anything. Guess what I did? I went there and opened a restaurant, and I lost 200,000 pounds and 2 years of my life. 'Cause the restaurant, you have to go from Monday to Sunday to work, right?
oh dear.
So then you start to think, wow, why this happened? Why I self sabotage myself? Why I did that to myself out of for no reason? Yeah, I should take the money and travel the world and enjoy the after all you do this struggle, this business, then you succeed. Then so I realized that and in this podcast that we're having, there are people here that make million lose it, make million lose it, and so clearly they have a capacity to make money, right? So why is that happen? And also so a lot of stories about this until the entrepreneur don't do the deep work that you have done on yourself and realize about the alignment is when everything start to come flawless, is when you just have to be there and help other people and help your clients and deliver value and the and everything will come to you, right? So I understand 100%. Now I want to explore another topic with you, which is that we're very passionate about in this podcast because is you're talking about conscious leadership, but this is something that I'm very passionate about. Yeah, and we talk a lot about in this podcast about make do good and make money at the same time. To being a conscious entrepreneurs, right? We can do good and make money at the same time, and I can tell that you're very passionate about the topic. Your eyes are shining when I'm talking about this. So tell us how you decided to not also support the entrepreneur to grow the business, but to make sure that there are level of consciousness there which is aligned clearly with your values. So now you want your client have your same values, right? Or how this is work?
Yeah, right. Right.
You want
Because
everybody, you
I
want all your clients to do good and make money at the same time, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think it's not easy. I mean, I'm not a mentor or
Yeah.
coach from a spiritual realm, but because I personally experienced that transformation, now I really truly have this
Mm-hmm.
mission and passion to really pass the divine messages out. Because it's like the source respecting everyone's free will. I'll do the same, right? I respect everyone's choice and directions, but I just have this obligation. It's just my inner drive to really share my experience and insights with everyone. And ultimately, it's everyone's own choice. Because I used to choose the other path of the fear and desire, and I felt like I bear my own consequences, to be honest. Because constantly by trying so hard without fulfillment is very painful. It's a suffering. It's a suffering, to be honest. It's not just pain, it's a suffering. As my spiritual mentor mentioned, pain is inevitable in our life, but suffer is a choice. At that time, I didn't choose. The way made me happy. But now because I switched to love and light, and everything is started to just be so different. So how I help my clients now, actually through a few different stages. The very first step is, yeah, so we are talking about an operations genius, right? We are actually helping business from operations side. And it's more about the energy management than time management because I believe there's yeah, energy. Because to give you an example, when I'm in a state of a higher energy vibration, I can do things like this, super effective, super efficient. And let's say if we're focused on the genius zone, that's the same thing. We go with the heart flow. It's just so effortlessly. So when I'm actually in a lower vibration, everyone has a up and down, right? We just got to recognize it and, like what Harry said, reflect what's happening to me, respect it, accept it, give myself room to rest and to recharge and to restart. So I follow my energy to do things. So that's very efficient. And
Mm-hmm.
then I share this energy with my clients, right? So, and we actually help our clients for four stages. Very first one is we wanted to help them with something really draining their energy. It's like deficit their energy part.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, like, there's a lot of things in our business we're not good at, and we don't like to do it. We call it incompetence part. For example,
Mm-hmm.
for myself, when I did exercise, I found out my marketing and IT is my incompetence. I don't really like to do it. I'm not good at it. I straight away delegate that part. So the very first layer we help business owners to recognize there's a few hot potato on the plate is really make them stuck and then they feel draining energy. They hate to do it, but they have to do it. So I will actually take over those tasks away as a very first step. So they feel like there's no leaking anymore. The energy actually can be, sustained. Second stage is we actually wanted to build the momentum for the business, right? So we will find that there's certain tasks in our business, either, for example, social media management, for example, CRM management, for example, leads generation program. They are having a momentum. This kind of thing probably won't see the results straight away, but we got to do it constantly. If we do today and do another one next month, it won't work. So this kind of thing we need to really help business to start to build those little momentum here and there, a few, quite a few different systems to start to run
Mm-hmm.
by itself. So business owners started to feel a little bit relieved. Okay, so I'm going for a holiday. That's fine. My social media is still up and running. Like the other last week, I was actually Egypt for 10 days retreat. So yeah,
Wow.
and
I've
yeah,
been
so with
there.
my
Love
spiritual
it.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
with my
haven't been in
spiritual.
Australia though, but over there in Egypt I've been.
That was a wonderful time. I have a
Was it
limited
with
time to
your
touch the business.
spiritual friends? Wow, amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
because this very mythical country, right? With a lot of
Yeah,
mythical,
absolutely. With
yeah,
the gods and
stories.
the yeah, a lot of stories.
That's right. There's
Brilliant.
so much fun, amazing breakthrough. And then yeah, but my team is handling my social media. The post is coming up, and I got an award actually this year. I just received news as well. I got recognized the Best Business Award as the Company of the Year
Wow.
2025 in Australia. Yeah,
Wow.
so I just
Wow,
yeah, that's big
congratulations.
news.
You're
Thank you.
very
And
good.
I
You
just
deserve it. You're very clever. You're brilliant. So,
what I did was, oh, there's a huge, news, but I'm traveling. I'm so happy. I just quickly
yeah.
passed a message to the team, said, please, announce this news, right? And
Mm,
they know what to do. Bang, and then the post is just coming up. So
amazing
I
what you
can
have
do
it.
my travel.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, and the
mm-hmm,
business is still up running. We can do as usual. So this is a momentum task, what I'm talking about. And the
mm-hmm,
leads generation is still the team is generating leads and then outreaching and then the newsletter going out on time. So I don't need to worry about all those things. So that's the
amazing.
second like second layer. Yeah. The third layer is once we have actually sorted out the first step and second step, the third step is really to help business building the systems and processes. Because I
Mm-hmm,
believe
mm-hmm,
when we run a business, it's like a machine. The machine has all its parts started to run, right? So building the system and process is more like building the machine, automatic machine for our business. So we can really truly put ourselves somewhere to do the things we love to do, to give something back to this world while the business is up running. So that's the third layer, building assets, true assets for our business. The last but not the least, because I'm wholeheartedly focusing on my genius, so I constantly become accountability partner to remind the business owner to focus on your genius. A lot of us, we start our business because we have some dream, right? We have a
mm-hmm.
goal. And especially like Harry, you start your podcast, you must be having something like you want to share with this world. Same as
100%.
a lot of business. Yeah, yeah. Same a lot of business owner, like myself as well. Like especially I experienced this whole journey with my business. I found out the true essence behind it. The business itself is like in the playground or playing the game. It's not the main thing to ultimately using. We redefine the success. To be honest,
Mm,
but put this way, right? Because the traditional success means probably you earn how much money and what kind of position, whatever it is, it will come. It will come, but my the true success for me now is really truly live happily every single moment. And when I'm in this kind of state and the zone, I'll become the presence itself to start to share this energy and the message out to create ripple effect. And for
mhm,
me, that's a true success for now. So I
mhm,
believe many business owners are actually doing business because of that too. So if
mhm,
we imagine if we can have our business like a mechanic in the 3D RAW, physical RAW, up and running by itself, helping the clients we can help. At the same token, we're actually doing something from our soul, our
mhm,
mission, what we're here for. How beautiful
mhm,
is that? So that's the
mhm.
last layer, the last step we want to help our clients to achieve. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And I think that the most important, you talking about energy and the operations. Sometimes you see the business, they want to increase the sales, they want to increase the sales, they want more clients, and sometimes they don't realize that they are losing a lot of money because the operation is inefficient, right? Maybe they don't need so many clients as they think they need. It's just that the operation is not efficient, so it's costing them a lot of money, right? And
Yeah.
in that sense, what you described, CRM system have this right process, and depend on the type of business is how you see a lot of things like even in our own business, one day we had to, I'll sit with my team and say, look, let's check the softwares, guys, because every time you want something, you want a software. And we have, how many of those software we have? How many we actually using? Yeah, we just paying subscriptions, and then we end up building our own CRM. So now we have everything in house and problem solved. But because it's difficult, because the CRM they have to be specific for your business, and then you need a different type of things, and then this software works, this software doesn't work, this software for large company, and until you don't find the right fit, that operation is not gonna run smoothly. And you talk also about energy, saving energy. Energy is a
Mm.
currency. It's like money, right? So when you start in a business, if you don't have money, but you have energy, you have that time, right? And with that, you can make the business. So if you saving energy, is and the operation runs smoothly. It's like you saving money, right? It's the other kind of currency. So yeah, the operation, make sure that the operation run smooth. Yeah, I remember, when I was I was scaling my first business, I was thinking, yeah, I'm thinking, Harry, this small business that you have is a small mess. If you scale this, you're gonna scale a big mess. So let me tie it up.
That's true.
So you see, so sometimes startup founders, scaling up. Oh, let's scale. Well, let's scale. Hold on, tie it up. Prepare for to grow, because it doesn't. I remember we started to scale our business and say, well, I have 7 houses. If I have 14 houses, okay, double this, double that, we'll be fine. Double this, double that. It was not like this. The operation doesn't become double more complex, become more than double the complexity. You need to, because now you have a large volume. You need you have to pay more to the accountant. You have to bring someone that is 24/7, and then you need to bring these members. So the whole thing, especially scaling up, right? Planning for the scaling on and for grow your business. I think that the thing that you do can definitely help a lot of entrepreneurs, because they don't want to be in the situation that I had been, yeah, with a large company and several times scaling up. I'm arriving to the office smiling like this, and I have 10 pounds in my bank account. And I had
Wow.
to walk in like with the poker face, like everything is fine. Since God was a property business, and next day, money count because people pay rent and so on. But it was a point scary, scaling up without knowing what you're doing, basically, which is what I was doing the first time that I grew the business. So we be helpful. Someone with experience can help us down the process because you see is a little bit stressed out. You don't want to wake up into the office with a poker face that
Eh,
okay, we're gonna be fine. I'm thinking, oh God, if they knew, you know what I mean. So
yeah.
I managed to survive. Yeah, it's a lesson that people learn, but that's what we want the entrepreneurs listen this podcast that they don't have this stress experience. So also leadership. You talk about leadership, right? And you see, you sign up to be an entrepreneur, right? To do your business, and to make some money, make some profit. That's what you sign up. And now a lot of people are telling me, Harry, I need more leads in my organization. I need more leads in my organization. I always tell them, look, if you need leads in your organization, you have to become a leader yourself. Leaders attract leaders. This is no. What else do you want me to tell you? This is no magic formula. Leaders attract leaders. You want leaders into organization, you have to become a leader yourself. So, in that sense, you talk a lot about leadership, about conscious leadership, right? Look at you. You receiving an award. You're in the middle of nowhere in Egypt, and that's it. You text your team, guys. I received this. I'm having my spiritual retreat. So, can you please move it on, and that's it. You can let that go, focus in your trip, no stress or no anything. So it needs a lot of leadership, and it doesn't happen overnight because leadership is a skill. The more you practice, the better you become. So when do you realize that you have to become a leader yourself to inspire leadership in your organization? And now you have an extra layer, like you said, because now you have to become a leader for those clients you have, that you need to empower them to become leaders so they can empower the team to become leaders. So how is this? Because in the end of the day, you didn't sign up for to become a leader or to be a leader in the first place. You just want to run your business, right? So what happened there?
Wow, very interesting question. And to be honest with you, before my soul awakening, I always see leadership around me, like a this and that, but I didn't have any feeling. I'm just trying hard to do my business, right? I didn't think about leadership at all. Um, but after my soul awakening, I found out my soul mission and soul power. It is around the leadership. And my soul mission this lifetime is to really help teams and their members to grow, to create a better world. And so there you go. And I realized, oh, I am doing leadership. Then I look back. I found out I actually spoke to many podcast hosts, right? They say you actually organically grow into as leader. I didn't realize because when I first started business, I was a title
Absolutely.
leader for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was a title leader. I said I work with my teams, and I said I'm the founder, I'm the director. You got to listen to me, right? I give you the instruction, go to do it.
Tell me
I'm
about it.
kind
That
of
that
that kind of.
that was also me at the beginning of my business. You have a business, you think that you start to make some money, and you go to the office that you are a big deal. Everybody had to do what you say, and it's very exhausting because at the end of the day, then everybody come to ask you things, and I'm thinking these people are gonna kill me when I sleep. All the clients want to talk to me, all my team want to talk to me. I'm thinking they're gonna kill me. This doesn't work. That I'm the big deal,
Yeah,
and everybody had to do what I say. It doesn't really work. They're gonna when I sleep, I was thinking, right? So you have
yeah,
to
I know.
exactly do exactly you described when you surrender that ego. And this is a topic like you say, well, Harry, ego. All entrepreneurs we have ego. Okay. Otherwise we won't be entrepreneurs. We think that we can do better, right? So we had that ego. It come with us, come with the package. The challenge is exactly what you described in this podcast. Surrender, because when you surrender, that ego is a transformation. You start to become a leader and to inspire leadership in your organization, right?
Yeah, talking about surrender sounds so easy, but it's not
Oh,
easy at
then
all. But we can put it a bit later talking about it because there is a journey. Everyone will realize I was a title leader. I was a controlling freak because I needed certainty.
me too,
You
me
know, a
too.
lot of time we controlling because we want
We all
things to
start in
happen
a
certain
business.
way.
We are like that. Somebody said that they've been. I don't. Do you understand? When we start, we don't know better anyway, and there is a big reason. We just starting out and we don't know what we're doing. So we all become control freaks at the beginning, right?
Yeah, so I wasn't I didn't surrender at all at the time.
Neither
So
do
and
I.
I was
I'm
very
very
picky
stubborn.
because I was very controlling freak and I was picky, very picky, little things. I was like, I
Mm.
want things precisely this way, perfectionist. Anyway, tell me about it. And then Very interestingly, there was a team member start to work with me when I started my business, and I later on she left the business. And recently, last year, I think she
Oh,
came back, and when she
ah,
shared with everybody,
wow.
that Joanna has changed a lot. She made me cry at the beginning.
She's impressed, right?
I know.
She doesn't
So
believe what she
what?
found. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. That's funny.
But interestingly, after the title leader stage, I started to grow into a serving leadership stage, which means I
Mm.
started to really understand other people's perspective, started to
To
providing
care about
care
your team,
and
really
giving
care
them a
about your
space,
team.
give them a stage and to perform because I often find that they actually start to shine more. And then I don't need to really type myself that hard, like they start to flourish, I find out when I start to giving them support. So in that stage, although I found a totally different shift. However, I had another challenge. When I started to be in the serving leadership stage, I started to care the others so much.
Mm.
Some people do step on my boundaries. Some people they
Yeah.
start not behaving,
Yeah,
not performing.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this
You
path of
experience that too.
leadership and surrender have few things. Yeah, it happened to me also. Yeah, I have few, because you need to gradually start to release control, and strange things can happen. To my business, one employee stole for was 4,000 pounds. Was more than that. It was close to eight because. So I went on holiday. When I come back, they stole the money from the company, and the company was small back then, a lot of money. And
Wow.
so, because I'm in that process, okay, and then this crazy thing happened to you, and now this thing crazy that happened to me. Yeah, we have an employees as well that telling you how you should run your company. And I said, look, I'm trying to release and everything, but and welcome to your feedback, but if you want to know how to run a company, you need to open yours. This
Mm,
one is run, with my values. The whole clutching thing, I realized after it was a culture thing. Do you understand? If you bring someone to organization that the culture don't align with yours, they start to do crazy things like this. I to tell you how to run your business, so they cross those boundaries, right? That you see, my manner is completely different. Eva, when she told me, Harry, go home, we don't need you here. Travel the world if you want. We can go this business without you. I have total certainty, right, that she was better than me. Not only the
mm,
manager, the whole team, everything. As soon as I start to hide them, and as soon as I overcome these little steps that try to bring you back to your stubbornness and to control freak. Even now you have progress, and then somebody take money, then you think, shall I? And then you say no. That if because if you don't, at the end of the day, if you don't trust your team, you don't grow, and then you don't
that's so
sleep.
true.
Then you don't sleep. You're gonna
Yeah,
think people gonna kill me. So I start to become a leader and survivor, and that's the truth. And then, but something magic happened. One day, they set me free, and it's amazing feeling, amazing, unbelievable. Yeah.
that's
So
wonderful. Good on you.
yes.
Yes, yes. And yeah, and interestingly, like when you're talking about it, if we don't trust others, we won't grow. And a lot of time, what judgment we have for others is often for ourselves.
Mhm.
Probably deep down within ourselves, so we don't trust ourselves enough. And there's a
Uh,
lot of reflections there. But anyway, now I'm going into the third stage now, called spiritual leadership, which
mhm,
means I started to
mhm,
balance the compassion on the boundary,
mhm.
because what I found out previously, I was concerning, caring too much about others, but plus I had a people pleasing issue at the time. Yeah, so because I didn't trust myself enough, I didn't believe in my value enough, so I people pleasing others to really have the external validation to realize that. But now because I totally understand who I am and believe in myself totally, I'm still working on it, not 100%, in my core. So I started to really come back, not pleasing, but actually providing true support. And at the
Mhm,
same time, because some people stepping on the boundary, since I practice self-love, I start to have a stronger boundary. It's just naturally passing out to my team as well as my
mhm.
family members, my kids, with some
Yeah.
friends as well. And what I'm still practicing the balancing. It's not easy, but I
Oh,
think next we started to
it
really
takes
having a balancing act. It's like a universe.
mm,
Everything is masculine and feminine energy balance as well. Everything is in the motion,
mm.
is flowing, but in a balanced state. Yeah, so it is a whole lot journey to
So
go
Joanna,
through.
is somebody want to have the company and they want to improve the operations and they want all the system in place, how people can find you, how this process work?
Oh, right. I think the best way is to
How can
find
you
me on
help them?
LinkedIn.
How can you help them?
Yeah. So if you go to LinkedIn, put my name, Joanna Zhang, I should show up. If there's a multiple of me, just put operations beside my name. So I believe you can find me. Yes.
Yeah. So they go to LinkedIn and they message you, right?
Yeah, you can just connect with me directly, and
Mm-hmm,
then we
mm-hmm.
can. I love to collaborate with every one of you, and we can discuss any topic you're interested in entrepreneurship. Because I call myself entrepreneur soulmate.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Joanna, for being the broadcast. I really appreciate it. You are so good and so clever. I'm impressed. Yeah, full of energy. Keep smiling. Keep being a source of alignment for the entrepreneurs. Okay. We want all the entrepreneurs to be healthy, wealthy, and happy and to be fulfilled. And it's not if you go into business because you want $1 million in your bank account and you want to be driving a Rolls Royce and things like this is not the right approach. But if you are doing something in the benefit of society and you have a social responsibility, you can do good, make money, be happy, be healthy, be aligned, be at peace with yourself, and create something amazing for your team, for your community, right? And this is what we are encourage the values of this podcast. Yeah, align with actually yours to do good, make money, be kind, and grow sustainable business that that can last and don't destroy the planet, right? Okay, so thank you so much, Joanna, and for all of you following the broadcast. See you in our next episode on Stop of How Brave Entrepreneur like Joanna break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Thank you, everyone.
Lecture.
Bye. Thanks, Marie.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.